Last week, a host from The Blaze by the name of Tomi Lauren had some strong words for Beyonce's performance during the Super Bowl. Well, we covered that on the show. She did not like the fact that Beyonce's performance applauded the Black Panthers and basically drew awareness to the fact that unarmed Black people are getting shot throughout the country. Well, after she aired her segment, not only did we criticize her, Charlamagne Tha God, a DJ in New York, also criticized her. And Tomi invited him on her show in order to debate. And I love it because I think Charlamagne Tha God did a good job in answering some of her questions pertaining to the Black Panthers movement and other things. So we have 3 clips for you. Let's take a quick look at the first one.
Please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, you know, Donkey of the Day is a segment that is designed to give people the credit they deserve for being stupid. And I think at times we're all stupid to certain situations, especially if we don't have all the information. And I feel like as an American, you know, I think about the quote that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said when he said, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. As an American, if we see the different injustices that have been happening, you know, with the police and unarmed Americans in America, for Beyonce to speak out against that and for her to have a video where in the video she specifically says, stop shooting us, I don't see how anybody could have a problem with that. Like, if you have a problem with Beyonce saying stop shooting us, then that means you must agree with them shooting us.
Okay, yeah.
Came out strong from the very beginning.
Yeah, she got a little own there. First of all, never start a sentence with, why was I donkey of the day? I never went to debating school that Ted Cruz apparently went to, but I know that that's not a good beginning to a debate.
Right.
So, second of all, Charlamagne knows good framing. He named himself Charlemagne Tha God. Right. And his opponents are the donkeys of the day. So he's already winning. He's up by a landslide. I'm sure that she brought him on thinking, just a DJ. You know.
That's true, yes.
I'm going to own him because I'm on The Blaze where we do fun camera angles for no reason. Okay, but so far it's not going well for her, but let's give her a chance.
Right, and by the way, look, obviously we can't show you the full interview because it's like 17 minutes long. I do suggest you guys watch the full thing. What we're giving you right now, I think, are the most important parts of it. Let's take a look at the second part. I'll give you more information.
That's the problem here, is my final thoughts weren't about her music or her music video. She's an artist, she's entitled to that. My final thoughts were about her Super Bowl performance and the salute to the Black Panthers, which was a group that was a response to Martin Luther King's nonviolent, peaceful civil rights movement. That's what I took issue with. It's not even her music video, it's not her lyrics. It's that sentiment that was made at the Super Bowl that really got under my skin.
Well, I think you're very misinformed about the Black Panthers as well. I mean, if you look at who the Black Panthers were founded by, they were founded by Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale. Huey P. Newton had a PhD from the University of California. Bobby Seale, he studied engineering and politics in college. They were created to resist police brutality and the killings of blacks, okay? They used violence if necessary. They didn't even carry guns unless authorized in a matter of self-defense. They wasn't looking for violence at all, but were willing to get violent if that's what it came to. I even saw something, and I could be wrong, but I thought you kind of likened them to the KKK.
What I'm saying is, if I were to have a Super Bowl performance that was saluting the KKK, I would never do that. I think that that's wrong. And I'm never saying that it is okay. I'm not saying police brutality is okay. What I'm saying is, on a day where you're supposed to unite the country, where white fans and black fans join together, and you have a Super Bowl performance that basically gives a metaphorical middle finger to half the audience, saying that it's us against them, and you salute Malcolm X, you salute the Black Panthers, that is a group that has roots in violence. And I'm not okay with that at the Super Bowl.
So I think he did a really good job at calling her out for comparing the Black Panthers to the KKK. I think that comparison is ridiculous, to say the least, right? And she totally dodged that question. And I also like the fact that he's educating her on what the Black Panther movement actually was.
On that front, it's the Black Panthers, the main thing they wanted to do with guns was exercise their Second Amendment rights. They focus on that, and right from the beginning they say, hey, look, man, we read the Constitution. It says that we're also allowed to have guns. We're U.S. citizens, right? And the NRA stabbed them in the back and helped pass gun regulation in California to make sure that they couldn't carry guns because it was the Black Panthers doing it. And now, if you're going to do an insane comparison with the KKK and the Black Panthers, let's go down that road for one quick second. Okay, so Black Panthers say, look, we're doing this to defend our community because we have clear cases of police brutality in the 1960s. It was super obvious. It's fairly obvious to the white community back then as well. And so now the KKK would say, hey, we're doing it to protect the white community. But in the South, where the KKK was strong, it was clear that the white community didn't need protection. They were massively strong and in power, and so they were using it to oppress and terrorize other people. It's not like in the places where the Black Panthers said, hey, you know what, we should also exercise our Second Amendment rights. They were in charge. They were the ones that had power, and they were the ones going and burning crosses and lynching white people. No, that was not happening. So that's not the facts at all. And then finally there, Tomi says, oh, you know, she gave us the middle finger by saying us versus them. No, all she's saying is, as Charlamagne said in the beginning, is please don't shoot us. Please don't shoot us isn't the middle finger. Getting shot when you're unarmed, that's a middle finger.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, she's regurgitating the same talking point of don't make us think about anything that makes us feel even a little bit uncomfortable. You're only here to entertain us and that's it, right? And that's beyond insulting. This is an art form that Beyonce and many other artists use in order to express what their community is going through, what other communities are going through. It's a form of expression. And to say to someone, hey, you know what, we're going to censor your expression because we don't like it. It makes us feel uncomfortable. You're not allowed to talk about these things during the Super Bowl is ridiculous. I mean, she doesn't seem to understand it or comprehend it. By the way, this is also the same woman who a few years ago said that Hillary Clinton and Senator Warren look like men, old men.
Oh, okay.
She's a very classy girl. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go to the final video.
If you don't want us to look at the past in America and the things that happened and you want us to deal with it now, why are you trying to use Jay-Z's past against what Beyonce is saying?
I'm not using it against what Beyonce is saying. I'm saying if we want to talk about the problems in black communities, you can't just talk about police brutality. You have to talk about all of it. Otherwise, it will never be a solution. There's still going to be problems in black communities. If white officers stop shooting any black person, there are still going to be problems in black communities. We need to address that as well.
Okay, if you go to an HIV/AIDS rally, right, and the rally is about HIV/AIDS, Tomi, do you stand up and say, "What about cancer"? Do you?
No, when you go to the Super Bowl and you're celebrating a day when everyone to come together, you don't stand up and salute a terrorist organization like the Black Panthers.
Oh, come on.
It's incredible. It's incredible. But like, look, the conservative media outlets do this, right? They find a young, impressionable girl and they feed her the propaganda. She regurgitates their talking points. She gets the fame that she wants, and this is the product. I mean, she's the next generation of Megyn Kellys and Ann Coulters, and it's just the way it works. Look, I actually commend her for having him on the show and having this debate because I think these debates and the dialogue is extremely important. But it's unfortunate because after you watch the full interview, you realize that nothing really got through to her. She thinks that the Black Panthers were a terrorist organization. She thinks that black people are whining over nothing. And she thinks, hey, you know what? If you want to talk about all of these unarmed people getting shot and killed, why don't we also talk about all of you guys killing each other? Why don't we talk about all of these crime rates within your community? It's the same stuff, same talking points. Nothing gets accomplished.
She brought him on because she thought, this is a black DJ, I'm going to own him.
That's true.
Right? And it didn't turn out that way for her. And so she was a little flummoxed and just kept back because she doesn't have anything behind the paper-thin facade, so she kept going to her talking points. So, hey, just entertain us, right? Don't give me any other messages. Well, look, this racists have been saying this for a long time. Remember when the 1968 Olympics and they raised the hands that were covered in black gloves? Hey, your job is just to run and entertain us, okay? Don't make any political messages. That's what racists said back then, and here we are again. And in the 1960s, the fact that the cops were, in some parts of the country, brutal towards African Americans is not a debatable point. And so when white people use guns to protect themselves, they're patriotic Americans using their Second Amendment rights. When black people do it, they're terrorists.